What is up, friends? Could not be more excited to get into this episode of House of the Dragon after the perfection of episode 5. Just so much happened. I was almost overwhelmed with the amount of drama and everything, but I see that this episode is a bit longer as well, which I'm all on board for that. I cannot get enough of this show up to this point, and so hopefully you all enjoy watching along with me for it. If you do, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up, and as always, full-length reactions are available on Patreon, link for that in the description below. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into episode 6. Definitely could use the intro here just to... Wait, Olivia Cook? She hasn't been in the show up to this point, right? If it is who I'm thinking of, that would be a cool addition to the show. But I was going to say before, I definitely could use the intro to kind of calm myself and get ready for another episode here. I can't imagine that this episode would have even more drama and dramatic moments than the last, but who knows, at this point they've been surprising me at every turn pretty much. Oh, let's go. We get him back to direct this episode. Okay, maybe there will be a lot of stuff happening. Legendary director.
Keep breathing. And push.
Not sure I recognize who this is. This isn't Viserys' wife, right? I mean, we only got her for a few scenes.
A boy, princess. Brave mother.
Wait, she said princess. Who is this then? This isn't Rhaenyra.
The Queen has requested that the child be brought to her immediately.
Why?
Put a damper on things really quick. I really don't know what timeline we're in right now.
It's coming.
The afterbirth!
Looks so unpleasant. Shout out to moms, man, because that just seems so hard.
A boy. I've just heard.
Yes.
Well done.
She wants to see him.
Now? I'm coming with you.
I should hope so.
Let me take him.
It feels like these are older versions of Rhaenyra and Laenor, but I'm gonna miss the old characters or the old actors if we don't get to see them anymore.
What is it? What is it?
Walk. Walk.
Princess, Sir Laenor, it is a privilege to be amongst the first to congratulate you.
Thank you, Lord Caswell.
So it is them. I cannot believe we jumped that far in the future. Well, at that point, Viserys is definitely gone.
We are turning back. All right? She can come to us. All right?
Unless you wish to carry me down those stairs.
This is absurd.
It is pretty insane, though, that their marriage has lasted this long, because this has got to be like 10 years later or something if they chose to get different actors.
Princess?
Okay, well, Sir Criston is still in his position. I can't believe it. I really thought we were going to lose him.
Rhaenyra, you should be resting after your labors.
So that is who Olivia Cook is playing. Okay, excited to see her, but also I thought the actress for Alicent was excellent.
Finishes later. Grace.
What happy news this morning.
Indeed, Your Grace.
Where is he?
No shot, he is still alive. Are you kidding me? How is he still up and walking? They must have given him some sort of miracle pill.
A fine prince. Sturdy. You will make a fearsome knight.
Does the babe have a name yet? We haven't spoken.
Joffrey. He'll be called Joffrey.
It's an unusual name for a Valerian.
No, we almost were spared of another Joffrey in Game of Thrones, but I guess respect for honoring the other Joffrey. He certainly didn't deserve such a gruesome fate.
If you don't mind, Your Grace, your daughter has exerted herself heroically and should rest.
Wow, seeing her in that shot, that actress actually does look a lot like the other one for Rhaenyra. The time jumps in this show are just wild.
You don't think to consult me before you name my child?
I deserve some say in the affairs of my own family.
You don't seem so interested in our affairs of late.
What an amazing shot right there with that trail of blood leading up to the room. Very symbolic as well.
Mother.
Look. We chose an egg for the baby.
Man, they've got a whole family at this point. Insane.
Rhaenyra and I thank you, Commander.
Another boy, I heard. Might I?
Sir Harwin wishes to be introduced to Joffrey.
Oh, I'm sort of getting the vibe that maybe he is the one who is the actual father, so maybe they did still keep their arrangement to a degree.
Sleep in front of the commander of the city watch. Terrible lack of respect.
A certain insolence runs in the family, I'm afraid.
I guess Rhaenyra just really likes men in uniform. Not surprised she didn't end up getting back with Kristen, though.
Siri.
Oh shoot, we gonna see it feed? That's gonna be kind of nasty. Poor little sheep.
Vamos! Vamos!
You must hold mastery over your dragon, my young princess, as Prince Aegon has with Sunfire.
Oh, so that is Aegon. That's insane to see him all grown up like that. Certainly looks like a Targaryen.
Can I say it? Dracarys Vermax.
Just roasting him, man. That is terrible. But also, Aegon looks like if Timothée Chalamet was a Targaryen.
You're the only one of us without a dragon.
Indeed.
We felt badly about it. We found one for you.
Worst dragon ever. Cruel joke to pull on him.
First flight's always rough.
Did we ever get a name for the other kid that Alicent had, or is this even the same one? This is kind of unsettling. I don't think I would go down there just knowing that there's probably massive dragons. Almost feels like we're watching a slightly different show with all these new and grown-up characters. That is the most terrifying looking dragon I've seen yet. That thing is massive. Love the way they shot that too.
I suppose you're right. Some things just are.
Your Grace.
Aemond.
What have you done?
Aemon sounds way too familiar to Daemon. It's gonna be hard to keep their names straight.
Your grandsons are a menace.
Are you sure it wasn't our Aegon that put them up to it?
It's a wonder to me their eggs ever hatched.
Why is that?
You know why.
I'm afraid I don't.
Don't!
We shall continue this afternoon, Eddard.
Hey, shout out to Eddards. Haven't heard that name in a while. But looks like it's not all love in this home.
To have one child like that is a mistake. To have three is an insult.
I had a black mare once. One day, she escaped her pasture, and the neighboring stallion sired a foal on her.
It's a very old man thing to do. Just go straight into a story here to get his point across.
And the foal, when it was born, chestnut, just the most unremarkable brown horse you ever saw. Nature is a thing of mysterious works.
He is so set in his ways at this point.
The consequences of an allegation like the one you twirled would be dire.
I think deep down he believes it all. He just doesn't want to accept it because of those consequences. At least we still have that actor in that position. It'd be hard to lose everybody we'd come to know.
She expects everyone in the Red Keep to deny the truth our eyes can all plainly see. And the king, her father.
He knows.
Of course he knows. Or did once, but has convinced himself otherwise. He'll do naught but make excuses for her.
Olivia Cooke already killing it with her performance. She's a great actress.
Spoiled. That was beneath me, Your Grace. I apologize.
I have to believe that in the end, honor and decency will prevail.
You forget what universe you are in. Kristen certainly still has a bit of anger in him, though.
Aemond is your brother. We must defend our own.
It was funny.
Rhaenyra will ascend the throne, and Jacaerys Targaryen will be her heir.
So?
Oh, you are nearly a man grown. How is it that you can be so short-sighted?
We may have jumped forward a while, but there's still just as much conflict, it looks like.
She can move to cut off any challenge to her succession.
Then I won't.
You are the challenge! You are the challenge, Aegon! You are the king's firstborn son. One day you will be our king.
What a performance, man. Great stuff. Surely we can't have as big of a time jump again in the future, or at least that soon, right? I don't want to get attached to this set of characters now.
This brings me to some business. I wish to offer you a permanent residence here in Pentos. This manse I would gift to you, outright, along with its farms.
Whoa, what a deal, man. You don't get one of those offers every day.
Lys and its allies rise again. Your family has dragons. My aim is to protect Pentos from the lustful eye of the Triarchy. Aid Pentos in this.
Hey, I mean, that doesn't seem like the worst trade, and I feel like with their dragons and everything, they could take out anybody pretty easily, as long as it's not other dragons.
Already extended our visit here.
It's a most generous offer. And one we will certainly entertain.
Oh man, Daemon may have another wife here that he seems interested in, but still seems like he does whatever he wants, doesn't listen to anybody else.
You are considering Prince Reggio's offer.
We're free to do as we please. Political scheming, the endless shifting of loyalties in succession is none of ours.
Hey, I thought Daemon enjoyed that. I'm surprised that he wants out of it.
At my end, I want to die a dragon rider's death, not that of some fat country lord.
Dang, that's rough. Spilled her heart to him, still doesn't really accept anything.
I've won my first bout to Christian. My opponent sues for mercy.
You'll have a new opponent then, my Lord of the Straw. Let's see if you can touch me.
Oh, here we go, the ultimate test. I love that nickname though, Lord of the Straw. Taking him 1v2, incredible, making it look easy.
I have to do better than that.
Just toying with him, embarrassing him. Looks like Kristen hasn't lost his step.
Seems the younger boys could do better with a bit of your attention.
Very well. Jacaerys, you spar with Aegon.
Oh, he's gonna be extra rough. No wonder he hates those kids, just because it brings back so many bad memories.
Hardly a fair match.
I know you've never seen true battle style, but when steel is drawn, a fair match isn't something anyone should expect. Blades up.
We're definitely gonna get a duel eventually between those two, I think. A lot of unspoken hatred. Okay, let's go. Holding his own. Love to see it. Aegon's a lot of talk.
You! Close with him. Press him backward.
I love the dynamics of this scene. It's almost like those two are fighting each other just through these kids.
Enough! You dare put hands on me! They're gone. That is the prince.
This is what you teach, Cole. Cruelty.
I mean, after last episode, I'm not surprised. We saw quite a cruel display.
Your interest in the princeling's training is quite unusual, Commander. Most men would only have that kind of devotion toward a cousin or a son.
Oh, here we go. We got the duel much sooner than expected. Oh my, wailed into him. I almost thought he was gonna get the same fate as Joffrey last episode. Confirms everything for him though.
Ours, James Harwin! He is a knight of the King's Guard now. Sail, Prince. A defender of future heir to the throne.
There's been some fantastic acting in this episode. We may have gotten a lot of new characters or new actors, but they're holding their own.
The willful blindness of a father towards his child.
I wish my father affected a similar blindness.
Have I not? You publicly assaulted a knight of the King's Guard in the defense of your...
You have your honor, and I have mine.
Oh, what a fantastic scene. Never really got to see him in full force with his acting. He's always been so calm. Lionel, that is, if that's how you say his name.
Rhaenyra has written, Rhaenyra has delivered another son.
Does your brother mention if this one also bears a marked but entirely coincidental resemblance to the commander of the City Watch?
Everybody in the entire kingdom knows the secret. Pretty hard to hide something like that.
You laud the virtues of Pentos, but you have no interest in it. Instead, you spend your time here.
Didn't know I was being so minutely observed.
You do not sleep.
Well, how can I with you haunting my every move?
Damon seems like such a headache to be around sometimes. Always very angsty.
I have made my peace, but you are more than this, Damon. The man I married was more than this.
I would love to see Daemon back in action or back in Westeros in some capacity, but he seems very different than before.
I have felt the strife
between our families of late, my queen. And for any offence given by mine, I apologize.
Wow, that's surprising. I would not have expected her to say that. Seems like they really hate each other at this point. Might just be a formality, though.
My son, Jacaerys, will inherit the Iron Throne after me. I propose we betroth him to your daughter, Helena. Ally ourselves. Let them rule together.
A most judicious proposition.
I love how excited Viserys gets about things that just move the plot along.
If Syrax brings forth another clutch of eggs, your son, Aemond, will have his choice of them. A symbol of our goodwill.
The king and I thank you for your offer, and we will consider it duly.
I think when she says that, she means a big no.
How sweetly the fox speaks when it's being cornered by the hound. She expects us to ignore her transgressions and for me to marry my only daughter to one of her plain-featured sons.
Oh man, what an insult. That's ruthless. But also, that was such a poetic line about her speaking softly or whatever.
You may do as you wish, husband, when I am cold in my grave.
Alicent. Alicent.
You only need to go a cool 1.5 miles per hour to outrun Viserys at this point. He has certainly outlived his life expectancy.
I have come to resign my position as Hand of the King. The episode in the yard this morning, my son Harwin has disgraced himself.
But he's been expelled from the City Watch. That seems punishment enough.
Man, he cannot hold on to any hands, whether it's intentional or not. Very unexpected.
There is a shadow over my house, and it grows ever darker. I can no longer serve you with integrity.
What is this shadow? Name it if it casts such a gloom.
Oh, come on, Viserys, you already know what it is. If he states it, though, that'll pretty much make it a surety for him. For Viserys, that is.
I cannot.
Then I cannot accept this.
My dear husband.
I said no.
I would then ask leave to take my son from court and escort him back to the family seat at Harrenhal.
Man, if he's gone, how is Rhaenyra gonna have any more kids? Or maybe she's done with 3. She's already had a boy.
I took the liberty of beginning without you. It seemed a sin to let such a pie grow cold.
So this guy is still involved. I would have been surprised if he was only in that one scene last episode.
King had an audience with my father.
He attempted to resign his post.
Not for as much. His honour's always been a millstone about his esteemed neck. Interesting you said attempted.
Is this just an informant relationship right here? Is there something else going on?
My father cannot give unbiased counsel to the king.
If Otto Hightower was still at hand.
You cannot say, my queen, that your father would be impartial.
No, but he would be partial to me.
Oh, there you go. The actual truth comes out. I was just about to say Otto very much had his own motivations.
In all of King's Landing is there no one to take my side.
Very ominous cutaway right there. Seems it's rather lonely at the top.
What a collection of heroes I have before me. A murderer. A deviant.
What is he doing now? Is he gonna try and pull some strings to get people out of the mix? What was that symbol on his cane, though?
I am prepared to offer you mercy if you're prepared to pay a little price.
Oh, no, I don't like this at all. Gosh, dang it. Holy, that dude is dark. I can't believe he's just watching like that. Cutting out their tongues so they can't speak? Is that so they can't reveal what he asks them to do?
I've reached the limit of my art. Child will not come.
My brave girl.
Oh no, I have a feeling we're gonna get a repeat of the first episode.
Could lay open the womb, try to remove the infant by way of the blade.
But I cannot say for a surety whether it lives.
Would the mother survive it?
No.
Please tell me Daemon doesn't agree to that, especially after they were just arguing. That'd be so cruel. Oh, okay. Well, at least this tells me they didn't go through with it.
Dracarys! Dracarys! Dracarys!
Oh, that's so terrible. Poor Lena just wants to end the pain of being with Daemon, I assume. This is an incredible looking dragon.
Lena!
Jeez, man, whenever I least expect it, we lose a character. Forced to Daemon's hand, didn't even let him choose. That was great music there as well.
I take it he's gone.
We're finished here. We're leaving.
What of your offer? Jace and Helena?
I have been undermined.
So even after all of that, they are still leaving. I can't believe it.
I should have left years ago.
What of your position? You always said if you were absent from court, she would pour her honey in your father's ear.
The wise sailor flees the storms it gathers.
Using his own words against him. Does this mean she's giving up her heir to the throne? Or does it just mean she's gonna wait there until the king dies? Oh, so this is what he's having him do. It all makes sense now. It clicked for me just before I saw those symbols. Oh, this is a rough. Now Allison has a true ally, even though he's a sketchy one for sure.
It is said to be a cursed place, that it passes judgment on all who pass beneath its gates.
You pass judgment.
The Queen makes a wish. What servant of the realm would not strive to fulfill it? I assume you will write to your father?
So Otto still is alive. Okay, was that his end goal? To get back in touch with Otto, maybe? She did not realize what she was getting herself into.
You will reward me when the time is right.
Dang, he felt so unassuming and not much of a threat when he popped up in the last episode. Whoa, that's where it ends. Dang, that episode flew by. I was not ready for it to be over. But he has certainly moved up into a powerful position now, especially since he's got all these followers now. I assume that's not the last time he's going to use their help, but maybe it was a one and done type of deal. I guess it does make some sense for such a gigantic time jump to happen right in the middle of the season. So we get 5 episodes with those other characters in that current state or around the same time period, and I would assume the next 5 episodes, or the next 4 episodes now, are going to be with this new set of characters. For the most part, obviously we kept a lot of actors and actresses the same based on how old they were previously, but even though we've introduced some new actors and actresses in certain roles, I think by no means does it mean they are safe for any amount of time, because obviously we lost another significant character in this episode with Lena. I'm very curious what Daemon decides to do now, because as it was talked about in some of the conversations, he doesn't necessarily love the kids as much as they would like, or certainly as much as Lena, and so I would imagine he still kind of fathers them and looks after them, but he has obviously been very removed, and so I don't know how successful of a father he would be, but he could also end up deciding to leave that place and go back to Dragonstone or somewhere else. It would certainly be interesting if he and Rhaenyra met up again now that she's at Dragonstone, but it's just so fascinating watching all these various moving pieces. I don't know if I've watched a show where in its first season there are so many different moving and shifting parts, but given how many time jumps we've had and how many characters we've been introduced to, it's so impressive how well they're establishing everything, whether it is these characters or the world that we're in, experiencing with them, just because it has been so easy to get attached to all of them older, as in like if they were introduced in the first episode, or newer if they are introduced in this episode. They just all feel so real and lively with their own various characteristics. None of them feel bland or one-dimensional by any means, and so I really hope that strong storytelling continues throughout the rest of the season. But hopefully you enjoyed watching along with me for this episode. If you did, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up, helps the video out, and of course full-length reactions are always available on Patreon, link for that in the description below. But until the next episode, look forward to seeing you all later. Peace.